Probably the first thing anyone learns about Aikido is that in Aikido you use the energy of your opponent against them. People are okay with that. It may be even exactly what attracts their attention to Aikido. But when it comes to action, people are immediately lacking to understand this simple idea. In many cases, when I ask a beginner to attack me in this form or another, they simply do not give me enough energy to deal with. But if you are reluctant to give me energy in your influence, what kind of game I will play in them? Aikido techniques exist on the energy coming from your opponent. We develop a different attitude and therefore we have different name for opponent. But for most of the people, let's say the energy coming from your opponent. This is the first fundamental idea. The second thing is to accept that Aikido techniques exist under certain conditions and see the value to practice under those conditions. What I do most of the time is doing my best to deliver the message about the ultimate value to practice under those conditions. Your Aikido practice should be properly organized. It is when you learn to transfer the energy coming from the outside. Unfortunately, people commonly take these conditions as limitation and try to capitalize on this limitation, claiming Aikido does not work. This is a general problem Aikido is facing. Because of natural ignorance that could be and should be amended. Such amendment can happen with the self-development process which I call Aikido practice. Aikido is the means to discover the problem of ignorance and solve the problem at the same time. Aikido practice is the catalyzer and the cure at the same time. Here is the problem. People have their hypotheses, and these hypotheses usually do not come from their own research, but from impressions they receive from somewhere, like from YouTube, Aikido versus something. When a beginner is influencing me with a grip or a hold or something, they're testing their hypothesis. They're usually respectful, but still they're in process of testing something of their own. I feel that. It's okay though, we should be patient. The problem is that when someone is testing their own hypothesis, they are deaf to hear something else. It's okay to endure each newcomer testing their hypothesis, unless such testing is to prove the whole discipline is useless, or this process takes too long, or there is nothing else besides testing those hypotheses. But in the end, such people harm only themselves because they are ignorantly refusing from something important they may not know about, something that can change their lives for the better, something that can answer their inner questions. Some people would say there are better substitutes to improve yourself, better substitutes for application and fun of practice. But where do these notions about good and better come from? Maybe there are things you cannot compare in general, like feet and pounds. Aikido is not fun, yes, in common sense. But maybe making a certain discipline fun is making permanent damage, making it something different. Maybe fun is not what life is about. Maybe life is about the chance to improve yourself in a certain inner way. It's all about the values you have or willing to consider. It's all about the values that put you in different dimensions of self-identification. You are moving from external to internal. This is the true progress. The practice of Aikido I'm talking about can let you know what that is. Revealing those dimensions is the path the Aikido is offering.